a big White Sox fan. It's impressive. It's cool. I will admit, I hate the White Sox. I hate the White Sox announcers, or I strongly dislike them. I shouldn't say I hate them. But the announcers, every time I still hear the announcers when he throws that last pitch and
Alexi,
when he screams the yes like 5 times and then says history, I still get goosebumps. I'll admit that.
It was a really cool moment.
So
I admired that and I enjoyed that. I mean, and also there's the big talk about what does this mean for Burley. I know your opinion is Burley's overrated, more or less.
No,
that's
my
the
opinion.
short of it.
This is
he's not good enough to warrant Hall of Fame, and this doesn't.
Currently, no, I really don't think so. Our producer, or director actually, Paul, gave the example of what's his name? I don't remember. Nomo, I think, or whatever his name is, that did that. Pitched a no-hitter in a perfect game and is not in the Hall of Fame. And that's a good example. Mark Burley's a good pitcher, but he needs to be a little more consistent throughout the rest of his career for me to be for no doubt Hall of Famer.
Right. And I don't necessarily think he's a Hall of Famer, but I think besides the luck aspect, which is true that anybody in sports to do anything needs a certain amount of luck. And yeah, he got really lucky. I mean, I admitted that too. I was texting Josh, telling him that, man, Burley got lucky with that, foul, that ball that could have bounced fair, which just barely bounced foul. And then there was obviously the great play by Dwayne Wise that everybody's going to talk about for the next 10 years. But in spite of all that, I mean, you still have to be a quality pitcher
to put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I mean, yes. He has to do it, and he's got to. I mean, he's still got to get it done, and it's still impressive. And moreover, I think it's just Burley's one of those guys that. Going back to the example, I should say, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Going back to the example I give about Brett Bodine winning his only career NASCAR race and Darrell Waltrip getting upset about it, saying, I won that race. You guys misscored me. And Bill France Jr. pulled him aside and said, listen, you will win another race in your career. This is the only day he's going to get. Let him enjoy his day in the sun. Same thing with Burley. I mean, he may never be a Hall of Fame pitcher. Guy threw a perfect game. I'm going to let him enjoy it. I'm not going to criticize him and tell him he's not good or anything like that. I want him to be happy and enjoy this day.
Yeah, I agree. I can see what you're saying. If you're going to bring up that argument, then you're going to get the people that say he's not a Hall of Famer.
Well, I'm not. I actually agree that he's not a Hall of Famer. I do agree with that. I was thinking exactly what Paul said. I didn't want to say anything while we were talking about it pre-show, but yes, he's got to hit 250 career wins as a pitcher to make for those perfect game and Hall of Fame be enough to get him over the top.
Yeah, I just think.
But it still is an accomplishment.
Yeah, it is.
And it's one of those things that only 18 times he is going to be forever known as the 18th guy, I think, because nobody else has pitched multiple perfect games, right?
No, there has been somebody that's pitched multiple.
So he's a 17th guy.
Way back. No, there's been a couple of guys that have pitched more than one.
So he'll
game.
Be the 16th. Then.
Whatever.
15th, 16th. He's one of a handful. Maybe an entire major league roster's worth of people that have pitched perfect games. And that is something that is a rare accomplishment and it's worth celebrating and admiring.
I suppose. Yeah, I'm joking. Yes. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you can look at it objectively. Do I strongly dislike the White Sox? Yes. But it was, come on. It was very impressive. It was,
White Sox or not, I think it's great for Chicago that a Chicago pitcher, White Sox or Cubs pitcher, has pitched a perfect game. Oh, absolutely. Gets Chicago.
Well, that's 2 consecutive years that a no-hitter has been pitched. A hitless game has been pitched by a Chicago pitcher. So
3 consecutive years. Burley did in 07.
Oh yeah, 07 and then Zambrano last year, and then wow.
So I like
something in the water here.
Yeah, people are gonna look at Chicago and say, hey, there's good pitching going on in Chicago, and that's cool with me because I don't really pick a side. But I think it's good for Chicago that Burley pitched.
Yeah, it was
a perfect game.
Good for him. It is funny that they lost 3 out of 4 after that though.
Yeah, it happens.
Baseball's a humbling sport.
Yeah, still, he's got a perfect game, and good for him. Regardless. Okay, that's enough baseball. I hate that stuff. All right, so now we're gonna go back, and we have 2 divisions left in NFL Preview 2009.
NFL Preview 2009. I'm off my game.
You're supposed to give me a longer pause there so I could say it again. Chris, NFL Preview.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're gonna talk about the NFC South today, and again, I know we were supposed to do NFC South on Friday. Sorry, we couldn't get around to it. We are
scheduling conflict.
Terrible at doing this here, twice a week thing. We'll eventually, get back around to it. But yeah. Anyway, NFC South we're getting to today, and it is one of the more exciting divisions in football, I think, because last year was a very close race for the crown. Again, starting with the previous year's division winner, which people don't always remember.
I just want to admit that, and I said this to you yesterday, that I feel like this one could be the most up for grabs, and like not just for real, but in our preview. And I went crazy a little bit today, so I'm just gonna say that.
More power to you. Obviously, the first team with a 12-4 record last year was the Carolina Panthers. And again, I seem to be saying this a lot. Pretty much the same team. With the really good teams, you're finding that they're not really making too big of changes.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, don't fix it if it isn't broken.
Yeah, what do you need to change if everything's all right? Though you can make an argument that after Delhomme threw 75 interceptions in that game against Arizona last year, they might need to make a change at quarterback. But still, Jake Delhomme, decent year last year. Just basically doing enough to win the 12 games. The big thing was they had the double-headed rushing attack of D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. Those guys are back. Steve Smith, just Steve Smith. He's back again. He had 1,400 receiving yards last year, so offense looks strong. Their defense has always been known for being a quiet but tenacious defense. So in that sense, everything. This is a team that's primed to contend once again, I should say.
Yes.
Is basically what I'm getting at.
Yes.
All in all, the second in division with a surprising wild card berth last year was the Atlanta Falcons, and the big move for them is they traded for Tony Gonzalez in the offseason.
Yep.
My Tony Gonzalez. I just want to say, Atlanta, I still have not forgiven you for making yet another one of my jerseys obsolete. I have only one that's up to date right now, and I just got it a week ago. But anyway, Matt Ryan, great rookie season. Not like a Pro Bowl season, but considering that he was a rookie quarterback, he didn't the fact that he didn't go out on the field and pee his pants right away and run around in circles randomly was oh, he's the greatest quarterback ever.
Yeah, it was a very impressive season for him.
Turner, Norwood returned, Roddy White, Michael Jenkins both had very good seasons for them last year, especially Roddy White, 1,300 receiving yards. They took a defensive tackle with their first-round pick, meaning absolutely nothing. This is pretty much the same team. No major changes. They released Michael Vick in the offseason, so they don't own the rights to him anymore.
Weight gone.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, the next team, which pretty much coughed up the division late in the year, was Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had 9-7 record last year. Third in division, 9-7 record. I think that's actually pretty impressive, even though they shouldn't have coughed up the division the way they did. Big changes. They fired John Gruden, and I'm trying to remember, who was their new coach now? I can't even remember his name. But Gruden's gone. I'm not a big fan of Gruden, so I'm happy for that.
I don't remember his name either. Oh, I can picture him, but I don't remember his name.
He was I must be thinking of the guy that is coaching the.
Is it Raheem
Morris?
Is that who it is?
No, it sounds like a defensive end's name to me. I'm gonna try to look this up. This is bugging me now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
NFL coaches visit troops, it should say. And then here, former Bucks coach John Gruden. That's not cool. All right, I'll look it up in a second. But anyway, that's the big change. And they also got rid of Jeff Garcia, I think was their quarterback last year, and Brian Griese. So it's a new regime now. They signed Byron Leftwich, who was a backup last year on the Steelers, and has been a starter previously in the league. And they drafted former K-State quarterback Josh Freeman, making me happy to see a K-Stater Drake in the first round for the first time in, I don't know, forever. So there's that. I think this is the team with the most turnover, though. That's the only thing that would concern me. Yeah, Warwick Dunn is still on the team, too. I don't know if you know he was still playing, but yeah, he's still around.
Didn't he used to play for the Falcons?
Yeah, he played for the Bucks, then he went to the Falcons, and now he's back on the Bucks.
He stayed in the division.
Yeah. Rondé Barber's still around, keep on keeping on. And that's all there is about the Tampa Bay Bucks. And finally we have the New Orleans Saints, which is a maddeningly inconsistent team for the last couple of years. What can you say about this offense? I mean, Drew Brees, Marcus Colston, Reggie Bush even though it's this NFL Reggie Bush, not college Reggie Bush we're getting here. Jeremy Shockey. This is a great offense and no defense being played here. And then they got reduced McAllister in the offseason, so it's all Reggie Bush now. Uh,